Jen and I are here to tell y'all a little bit more about the University of South Florida. Welcome to Tampa. It's bright and sunny today. Just looking out my window to confirm that because it's not always bright and sunny. But we're excited to be here with y'all today to answer your questions, hopefully, and hopefully you walk away from this with just a little bit more contextual knowledge about how USF is here for its students and potentially you all. Yeah, anything to add, Jen?
Yeah, I think that we're just excited to share a lot of information with you all. And as we get into it, you'll see that we don't necessarily have a specific program for Foster alumni, but we have a lot of really great resources that we help connect students to, and we'll get into all of those details in a little bit.
So just a quick bit of information about who we are. So my name is Rick Garcia. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am a coordinator in New Student Connections here at the University of South Florida. Really, again, excited to be here with y'all today and excited to answer your questions.
Yeah, and I am Jen Lowe. I use she, her pronouns. I'm also a coordinator for New Student Connections. And basically what that means for Rick and I is that we work directly with students. And so we have a bunch of other people on our staff who do some of kind of like the larger planning and stuff, but Rick and I are really boots on the ground working with students every day and making sure that you're getting everything that you need. Another kind of fun fact about us is I started at USF about a year ago and Rick has only been working for about, 4 months now?
4.5 months, thank you so much.
Yeah, 4.5 months. So we are still both relatively new to the University of South Florida. So when we're talking about transition, we are kind of right there with you too, of trying to learn new things and figuring out like where everything is and who to talk to and all of that good stuff. So we have a pretty good perspective of sometimes how overwhelming that can be sometimes too. So that is what we are here for.
So a bit of some general knowledge about the University of South Florida. So when it comes to institutions of higher education, we are on the younger side, which is a great position to be in and a great opportunity because we are constantly growing, constantly expanding. Like Dr. Blake mentioned, we are a preeminent institution. So I think that's really reflective of that quick growth. And what that means for students is we're an institution where we're constantly striving to, challenge ourselves to like tap into the next opportunity, whether it's, academics related, research related, or new opportunities to support our students and our growing student body. So we are one university, but we're geographically distributed. So we have 3 campus locations, one in Tampa, one in St. Petersburg, and one in Sarasota, called Sarasota Manatee. So we are one university though, we are united and what's the word, combined, I guess?
Consolidated.
Consolidated, thank you, it's like a C word. We are one consolidated institution, so we are really united in how we like to approach supporting students and all of that, but 3 fun locations to explore and still be a part of USF. We have over 50,000 students from 141 different countries. So I think that's pretty indicative of the diversity of our student body and how we very much value that here at USF. We have 85 different bachelor's degree programs, so something for everyone, an interest for everyone to explore and to dive in deeper with. So some exciting opportunities there. And we were named one of Princeton Review's best value colleges for 2020. So that compares cost of attendance to salary right out of your bachelor's program or right out of USF. We are one of the best financial values for an institution. So a few exciting and broad pieces just to give you a little bit more context about us here in Tampa at the University of South Florida.
Yeah. And so now we're going to go into the work that Rick and I specifically do. So like I said, we don't necessarily have a specific program for Foster alumni, but our purpose in New Student Connections is to help you get connected to any people, resources, communities that you might need on campus once you get started and even before you get started. And so, like I said, we know that transition into college can be hard because you're learning so many different things. You're potentially moving to a new location, all of that good stuff. So our main purpose is to make sure that you feel confident in your transition, and that you get connected to everything that you might need. And so what that looks like for our office specifically is we have kind of 3 different levels of support that we provide for you all as students. And so we have our large scale community traditions, where we get you immersed into some of those larger USF traditions that you might see in the big pictures or in the videos and all of that good stuff. And then we have kind of our community level, because we know that large group events aren't really everybody's thing. And so we try to put together smaller events with opportunities for you to meet other people. And then we also have one-on-one individual support. So we're going to go into detail about that. So like I said, the large scale traditions allow you to immediately be immersed into everything that USF has to offer. And so we specifically facilitate the week of welcome. So right when you get started at USF, we say, hey, come out to all of these large group events, and you'll get to learn about the different fight songs at USF. You'll get to learn, you'll get to meet Rocky, the president, the dean of students, all of that kind of stuff. Obviously that looks very different this year with the pandemic. And so all these events took place virtually for us, but we still provided opportunities for you to see a balloon drop and kick off the semester and all of that. And then we also help do marketing for homecoming, because we know that it's really cool to be able to meet different alumni and see where they're at in life and be able to make cool connections, but also get to experience a lot of other traditions during that week as well in the fall. And then in the spring semester, there's also something called USF Week, where they do a concert and they do all sorts of other events to really just show what USF has to offer, because like Rick said, it is a little bit more of a newer university, but we still have a lot of traditions that are still growing and being established. So it's really cool to be a part of those different pieces.
So the next kind of like level of the opportunity for support that we provide for students is that mid-level or community building kind of support. And there are 2 kind of premier opportunities that we as New Student Connections offer students as an opportunity to connect with other students, learn more, get their questions answered. So the first of those is our How to College virtual chats. And this is something that has recently been born during this pandemic and quarantine time, to give folks an opportunity to dive in and learn more about some key academic and institutional topics and resources while remote and virtual. So we're bringing the resources to the students to help them learn more. And it's an opportunity to ask questions directly to the experts on campus about a variety of issues, from finances to mental health support to wellness to dining, the bookstore, you name it. It's probably been featured or will soon be featured in this series of virtual chats. And the goal there is to give folks an opportunity to not only hear from the experts on campus and do some of this good learning, regardless if you're on campus or not, but also give an opportunity to learn from some current students about how they engage with these resources or their general experiences on campus, because these virtual chats are hosted by current students that work for our office, to give an opportunity for students to not only connect with professionals that work on campus and are there to support them, but also with current students that are also there to support them and share their experience. An additional opportunity that we offer for students is something we call the network. And this is very much a community building opportunity for students, an opportunity to meet other students who have similar interests, experience, aspirations. So we have a variety of different networks, we call them, that are focused on some of these. So we have networks that are focused on identity-based areas. So like, for example, we have a Caribbean network. So students can join it if they're trying to connect with other people that have a Caribbean identity as something that's, important to them in their life, and can, just touch base with each other and make friends, build community, go to events together, probably virtual right now, but regardless, still go to events together. Or networks for folks that are in engineering majors and have that interest as something that they want to explore. So those are just a couple examples there, but the network really is an opportunity to build community and meet your peers that have similar interests or experiences to you. And then we kind of dive in a little bit deeper and offer some individualized support for students at USF. And so something that we offer that is pretty unique is one-on-one outreach and peer coaching for all incoming students right now. So some of these folks that you see on your screen currently, those are our peer advisor leaders or PALs, or some of them, there's a much bigger team. So these are specifically trained current students that work for our office who reach out individually to all incoming students to get their questions answered, to connect them to resources on campus, share their own experiences as student, and really hone in, get to know you, your transition to USF, your experience, and hopefully support you in that with whatever that may look like for you. So it's really a kind of like holistic opportunity for a current student and a newer student to connect with each other, and hopefully for the current student to help, you know, at least guide the way a little bit, or at least get you on your feet during your initial transition to the university. So that's a pretty great opportunity and something that we take a lot of pride in, to be able to offer that for students.
And then the biggest part about our office is that we know that we are not the experts on everything on campus, but we like to act as a bridge to help get you connected to the experts on campus. And so I think the hardest part about college is sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And so if someone says like, oh, do you have any questions? You're sitting there and it's like, I actually don't even know what kind of questions to ask. And so our office is there to help you figure out what kinds of questions you should be thinking about, and then we get you connected to those resources. And so we partner really closely with a lot of really great resources on campus. And so Rick and I are kind of just going to go through briefly all of these different things, but feel free to ask us any questions about them. And so first we have a lot of close partnerships with a bunch of good academic resources. And so the Academic Success Center on campus is really awesome, and they do everything from tutoring, so you can do one-on-one tutoring, or they do group sessions and everything as well, or they can even sit down with you and help you figure out how to study. And so if you aren't really good at studying, or if you've never really like read a textbook before and really dive into that, then the Academic Success Center can meet with you and help you figure out like, how do you study the best? And does it look different for every class, or how do you manage your time?
An additional resource that we often partner with, or at least direct students to and get them connected there, is Student Accessibility Services at USF. So they help students with a variety of differing abilities or disabilities create a plan to utilize accommodations on campus to really maximize your success, whether it's in the classroom or otherwise. And they really sustain themselves on a mission of creating equitable and accessible education, regardless of what your specific circumstance or ability level may be, and really create a space of awareness for folks with disabilities, advocate for that, create an inclusive environment, and empower you to self-advocate as well.
Yeah. And then there's also the Office of Academic Advocacy, where they have people called academic advocates. And so let's say that you have multiple academic challenges happening at the same time, or something is happening with you registering for classes, plus like there are some financial concerns, plus you don't even know what classes to take, then the academic advocates are there to really help you walk through what are all these different pieces and how can we make a plan to go through it in a way that makes the most sense.
And we also have a variety of partners on campus that are all kind of can be summarized with under the umbrella of wellness, a couple different offices or partners in there. So we have success wellness coaches as an opportunity that students can take advantage of to talk to someone and unpack what's currently going on in their life to maximize their own success or check in with themselves as far as their own wellness. And we also have the counseling center, as a lot of institutions also do, as an opportunity for some mental health support and resources regarding that concern. And then we also have student outreach and support. And these all coordinate with each other to make sure you're getting connected to the wellness resources that make the most sense for your situation. And that's something that we try to help in, is kind of gauge a situation with you or talk it out with you, particularly with the PALs and those initial outreaches is how that often looks like. And then we'll get you connected to these wellness folks, depending on your specific situation or your interests or your needs.
And then with student outreach and support, they are also really good at connecting you to a lot of resources on campus, both on campus and within the community. And so oftentimes they will connect students with Feedable, which is a confidential food pantry right on campus. And they've been doing a lot during this current kind of coronavirus time as well, because as you might know, like there's a lot of students who are experiencing challenges with food insecurity right now. And so Feedable is really cool because they're not only are they a food pantry, but they also do food education. So they'll help you plan balanced meals in an affordable way. So they do more than just provide food for students.
An additional great resources that students often take advantage of is Suitable. You'll notice that we take advantage of, branding everything with a bull because, go Bulls. So Suitable is our career closet, and that's where students can visit to borrow attire for interviews, professional events, any occasion really where you might need professional clothing. And it's, minimal questions asked. All you need is your ID to come in and be able to take advantage of that resource, and students often do.
And then the final resource that we do a lot of work with is Boltable Financial Education. And so they actually have peer educators, so other college students who meet one-on-one with other students to provide education on loans or money management or budgeting, how to get a credit card, and all of that good stuff so that you can feel as confident as possible in your financial success while you're in college and beyond as well, because we know that that part is also kind of overwhelming. Even for me as a full adult with a job, is budgeting can be kind of overwhelming. So Boltable is also a really great resource on campus that we connect students to.
So that's all we have for you today. These are just some of the many resources available for students at the University of South Florida, but it would be a much longer presentation if we tried to squeeze everything in there. So if you have specific questions beyond that, happy to provide some additional insight, but hopefully this was helpful for you. And if you're wanting to get in touch with New Student Connections to dive in a little bit deeper, perhaps with some of these questions or what USF has to offer, we have a variety of ways to contact us or keep in touch with us. So our email is newstudent@usf.edu. Our Instagram is USF_NSC, and our website is usf.edu/newstudent. All great opportunities to either stay in touch with what we have offering and going on, or you can get in contact with us via these platforms as well.